Hey guys, Scott with the Bass Tank. Today we're going to do a quick product highlight video, talk a little bit more about the tech side of things. What I'm holding in my hand right now is the ECHOMAP 126 Ultra. So some quick features of this. This unit is a 12-inch unit and it is a touchscreen. It still has key over here, so right here we've got the power button. This is how you turn the system off and on. Right below that you've got a plus minus. There's certain menus that you have the ability to, like for example, zoom in, zoom out, or your gain for your live scope, things like that. You can use this to adjust it. As always, you can just use the touchscreen itself to select that stuff. Then we've got our hotkeys right here. The hotkeys are, if I've got a page loaded, like I'm on my maps, I want to save that as a favorite, I go to that page, I press and hold, that will save it as a favorite. Then I could go to another page. I want to save that as number 2 or whatever number I want. I press and hold it, it'll say favorite added. I can add combos and save those as favorites as well. This unit is a 126. That means it's a 12-inch unit with maps loaded on there. What I mean by loaded maps, meaning you're going to have your lake contours. It's G3 mapping with Navionics data. So your lakes are going to have your contours as opposed to this guy's cousin, the 122, which is just base maps. Looks like a kindergarten drew the shoreline, nice blue water. So that's the only difference in these two units, the 122 SV and the 126. This is the 126 again. These 4 buttons right here, I could have one page that was my maps, for example. I would press and hold to save that as my favorite, as that hotkey, and then I would go to the next page I wanted to create or to save, and I would press the number 2 or whatever number I want. I can build combos, again, save them just like a page. Those are some of the internal features. One thing on the ECHOMAP series is we do not get the helm feature. The helm feature is the recording to my phone or tablet. The ECHOMAP family does not allow that, so that is another big difference. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the main difference between ECHOMAPs and GPS maps. That is this guy right here. This is the cradle. The ECHOMAP family all come with a cradle. The Ultras come with this locking cradle. The 93s still come with the compression style. There's this little cover right here that's a dust cover. I highly recommend and almost would require, if I could, that anytime this unit is off this goes on here. It protects these pins from getting corroded, moisture, dust. That will save you a lot of headache. So let's flip this around and talk about some of the advantages of the cradle. We've got these connections back here. We'll discuss each one. So right here we've got an Ethernet port. Live scope is a network sonar, so that would plug directly in here. That's another Ethernet port right there. We could connect live scope to one, another unit to another one, just with a Garmin Marine network cable. Electrically, these are the same. One of the #1 questions we get, which one do I plug it into? It doesn't matter. They are both electrically the same. Then we've got this yellow port right here. This is another question we get a lot. Hey, I'm buying an Ultra, I don't need the black box for live scope. That is true and it's untrue. There's an LVS 12 transducer that has only one element that will plug into this. You're only gonna get 1/3 of your normal field of view with that. So realistically, you want the Panoptic system that comes with the black box, and that will be a network sonar. This is a sonar unit. All ECHOMAPs come with the ability to translate sonar natively inside the unit. So even if I don't use the transducer now, I could plug in an imaging transducer, a 2D transducer at some time. That connects right here to this orange port. As always, red is our power cable provided. And then this right here is a NEMA connection right there. We can use this to share NEMA data with our heading sensors, engine data, things like that. That would plug in right here. That is the main difference with the ECHOMAP Ultra 126. This is related to the 102 and 106. The only difference in those two and this one is it's a 10-inch version. Something of note, when it comes to the all Garmin units, 32 gigabytes is the max size for an SD card. This one could be a 32 gigabyte, and then it could have another 32 gigabyte, but 32 gigabytes per card is the max size. Otherwise, it will not read it. With today's updates, it needs to be at least 4 gigabytes or bigger. So one of the biggest calls we get is guys say, I'm cranking this down. So I'm gonna show you how this should drop in here, because this is designed just to fall in place and then just basically put a little pressure on it. What you don't want to do, what we're seeing, is these pins on the corners go in at an angle, they get broken, and now I've got a broken pin and we've got a head unit that won't communicate with the rest of my system. The way this works, you just take this right here. There's a little groove, so my latch is unlocked. I drop it in the cradle. See how free that is? I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it. Nice easy clip right here. My pins are safe and free. I think that's pretty much it, guys. We have these in stock, ready to ship today, and thebasstank.com.